Okay, so I want to talk about the page we skipped, which is page 3 at the bottom, because we had jumped to 4. The difference with page 3 is that the center of dilation, which is point O, is on the line. It's not even far off of it or to the left of it. It's literally on the line. So what happens when in that case? I'm just going to show you, first of all, look that it says a dilation of 2. So we're going to do everything doubled because it said to double it. But let's look at these 3 dots I put out here. Let's pretend they were all the center of dilation. If we're talking about this one, then the lines of dilation would come through A like that and B like that. If we're talking about this one, they would come through A like that and B like that. If we're talking about this one, as we get closer and closer, it gets a little bit wider, the angle, right? Everything starts to widen up. You're kind of squishing it up against it. And now if you get right up on it, which is right here, you're actually literally on the line that you originally had. It flattens right out. Good way to think about it is that, it flattens out as it gets closer. So if I'm going to go twice as far with my points, if that's A prime is going to be a point just further down the same line, and B prime is going to be a point just further down the same line. And when you connect A prime and B prime, you end up with the exact same line. It's right on top of it. The same thing happens here, except we are only dilating by a half. So if I were to take, starting at O, and flatten it out again, starting at O, flatten it out again, but this time only go halfway to A, and this time only go halfway to B, and then connect it, A prime through B prime, I still have a line on top of the same line, just like I did on this one above. So it doesn't matter if you double it or take half of it, you're still going to result in the same line both times. The difference is that if you have a dilation factor that's higher than 1, the points will be further away, and if you have a dilation point or a factor that's less than 1, they'll actually be a little bit closer. But in either case, when the point is on the line, which I believe is what it gets to down here, what do we notice when you dilate a line with the center on that line? The result is the exact same line. In other words, the original line. It doesn't produce a second line like it did in class today. It doesn't produce a second line over here. When the point is on the line, it produces the exact same line.